Have you guys ever thought to yourself, what bloodline should I spin away in Shindo Life? Well, look no further. In this video, we're telling you guys what bloodlines you should be spinning away, what bloodlines you should just avoid in this game, and what bloodlines in general you should just, not use at all. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, go right to the video, guys. Alright, so I'm gonna be starting off this video with one of the old, most popular bloodlines of Shindo Life, Eternal. Now, Eternal, I feel like you should definitely avoid this bloodline right now, just because even after the buffs, it's still pretty terrible. I think the only merit to it is that the C-spec is absolutely massive. But when you don't actually combine that with the other moves, the moves themselves will either get you in more trouble than it helps. Like the third ability literally has more end life than the ability lasts for, so it will literally get you into more trouble than it helps. So I would say Eternal is the #1 right now, right? The first bloodline that I feel like you guys should be avoiding. If you get it, just spin it away. Don't bother learning the mechanics of it as it is, because I feel like there's definitely a lot to improve on when it comes to this bloodline, and you're better off just learning a different one when it comes to all, words of the, saying a bloodline is bad.
Oh, hell no!
The next one's gonna be Okami. Okami is just absolutely riddled with bugs and glitches. Half the time the abilities don't even land, and half the time, the abilities literally will just completely break your character. So when it comes to Okami, I definitely feel like Okami is a definite hard avoid bloodline, because even though it does work sometimes, 90% of the time it either will not work or won't even do anything to anyone. Now, I think that this one's actually going to make a lot of people mad, but Minakaze. Minakaze is such a noob trap. I'm not saying Minakaze is the worst bloodline in the game ever, but it is such a noob trap. You guys will get stuck in using this bloodline, and you spent all your spins getting, and you'll be stuck with using a bloodline that is subpar when compared to other bloodlines. I'll say it, Minakaze first ability is really good right now in this meta. Third ability is usable. Second ability is literally one of the worst you could use, and there's just better bloodlines in the game. There's other bloodlines that do what Minakaze does, but better. So Minakaze is definitely a hard avoid bloodline. It is a very, very big noob trap, and I definitely feel like you should not, pick up Minakaze unless you either have a bloodline bag or you just, you just play the game completely for fun and nothing else.
Yeah, boy.
Now, Ghost Karashi, I'm actually going to add onto this list as well. Ghost Karashi is a big, very skill-required bloodline, because the actual abilities are either not that great at all. They either, hurt you more than they help, or they're either just super close range. So I would just say avoid Ghost Karashi unless you're very familiar with the moveset, because overall Ghost Karashi is it's a very close-range bloodline that does almost absolutely nothing.
What?
Now, I think this goes without saying, but most of the common bloodlines you should just genuinely avoid unless you're actually really good at the game, because a lot of them, they're very hard to utilize unless you actually know the PvP moveset. So if you're experienced at the game, go right ahead, get the common bloodlines. They'll work out just fine for you. But if you're not experienced, avoid the common bloodlines. You guys want to get anything that isn't the common bloodlines. I'm also going to add on, the 1 out of like 30 to 50s. So like things like, things like gold sand, things like Apollo sand, things like storm, things like, clay, paper. Avoid these bloodlines unless you're actually experienced at the game, because these bloodlines, even though they are really, really good in certain scenarios, I'm not saying they're absolute garbage. In certain scenarios, they are actually good, but in most scenarios, there's usually a better bloodline you could have used, and overall, people that just are really experienced at the game and know how to use the bloodline fully, then you're fine using it, but you should avoid these bloodlines unless you're actually really experienced at the game. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Have you remembered to hit that like button on the video yet? If you haven't already, go ahead and do it. Now, Bolt, it's just a hard pass. Doesn't even matter if you're good at the game. Hard pass on Bolt. Literally, the abilities almost do no damage, almost no utility. The stun time is like shorter than, a 4-foot person. So when it comes to Bolt is just a very hard pass bloodline. You should definitely never use Bolt. Hard pass until they actually buff it. All right, so next up on the list is going to be Inferno. Inferno is just absolute garbage. There's not really much to do with it. There's usually just bloodlines that do the exact abilities that Inferno does, but they do them better. Not only that, but anyone named Inferno is instantly a noob.
Emotional, damn.
So you should just avoid them, or either just 3-0 them, whatever. And yeah, obviously the end was a joke there, but Inferno is just going to be a hard pass, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is about Inferno. Now, this one is also probably going to make some people mad. Menza. Avoid Menza. I'm not saying Menza is bad. As with all the other bloodlines on this list, I feel like if you're experienced at the game, if you know how to use the bloodline, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. But avoid using Menza unless you're actually good at the game, because the abilities are very difficult to use in a lot of different scenarios. Now, I waited until the end to start saying some of these, because I feel like these are definitely going to trigger people the most. First up, Jokai. Avoid normal Jokai. Unless you are very skilled at using Jokai and some people are. Some people are amazing at using Jokai. I've seen some people that are amazing using Jokai. But overall, you should avoid this bloodline. Not only is it just an inferior version of Arahaki Jokai in literally every way possible, but Jokai itself is actually not that great. So when it comes to Arahaki Jokai, it's not the best bloodline in the game anymore. So Jokai itself will be much, much worse than where Arahaki Jokai's at. But TLDR, if you're gonna get Jokai, just get Arahaki Jokai. All right, so this one should be obvious. I'm sure a lot of people will actually agree with me on this. Ren Shiki. Ren Shiki is a hard avoid. Avoid Ren Shiki at any cost. If you spin this bloodline, just puke and immediately pass it. I mean, the only useful ability of Ren Shiki is the first one, and even then, why are you using the first ability of Ren Shiki when you can use other moves in the game? Ren Shiki looks like vomit, it is vomit, and overall you should pass on this bloodline. I've seen people actually use the first ability quite well, so I know it is, you know, usable to an extent. But overall, it just pass it. It's better off learning a different bloodline. Now, next up is going to be Satori Rengoku, but I'm not... This is going to be kind of opposite to the video. Satori Rengoku is usually a bloodline that people hate to see, but Satori Rengoku is actually good. I just wanted to put it in this video because a lot of people think this bloodline is absolute garbage. They made the first ability do so much damage, and it actually is useful to an extent now. Now, next up is going to be Doku Tengoku. This is one of the ones that almost everyone has. Almost everyone has gotten this rare bloodline. I like Doku Tengoku. Do not get me wrong. Doku Tengoku is an extremely fun bloodline. It can actually be very, very fun to use, but it doesn't make it good. I feel like Doku Tengoku, even though it is a very usable bloodline, it isn't good enough to actually be worth, you know, keeping. It's taking up one of your, you know, 2 bloodline slots if you're free to play, and it's preventing you from spinning a better bloodline. There's just much better bloodlines in the game. Some of the like 1 out of 100 bloodlines are a lot better than this. When it comes to Doku Tengoku, until the third ability gets completely fixed where it is like a complete lock-on and it doesn't just teleport you to the person and sometimes miss, Doku Tengoku will remain an avoid bloodline. And next up is actually going to be Bubble. Yes, you heard that correctly, Bubble. Bubble's going to be a hard pass. It doesn't work in this meta right now. The people that use Bubble are just kind of the people that use
Stop it. Get some help.
Bubble are just coping with themselves because they actually are not able to spin acid. I said it, everyone else said it, it's the truth. But if you do love Bubble, you should check out acid. It's the exact same thing, but it doesn't take up your bloodline slot. By the way, guys, what do you guys think is the bloodline that you should spin away the most? What is the bloodline that you just absolutely hate to see? I'm actually really curious to find out. Tell me in the comments below. Now, last but not least, Ryuji Kenichi, because Ryuji Kenichi users are nerds. Hashtag Ryuji Kenichi users are nerds. It's the truth, man. If you use Ryuji Kenichi, especially the mode, if you use the abilities, whatever, you're still a nerd. The mode is full on nerd mode. You're going full nerd glasses when you use the mode, man.
Nerd.
Hashtag Rage Kenichi users are nerds. Avoid this bloodline at all costs.
A few moments later.
Anyways, guys, if you guys actually enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys actually want to see another one. Also, if you guys haven't yet, feel free to go to my second channel and subscribe to it. I will be live streaming and uploading other games and stuff like that on that channel, so be sure to go and do that. Anyways, guys, hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.